Hello YouTubers and big shavers, Paul here. Today I'm going to do a shave with some cream that was sent to me by Tyler from the Big Shave. A little sample he gave me of the Eucris cream, which also seems to be making its way around the Big Shave Facebook group. That and the Spanish leather, which I used yesterday, and I told Tyler that I would do a shave with the Eucris and give my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and do that today, and I'm going to go ahead and try and face lather this again with the Simpson Commadore X3 that I used yesterday, and had a little trouble getting enough lather on my face for a 3-pass shave. It lathered great for the first pass, and then after that it seemed like there was no cream left in the brush. And you know, people have said that these dense Simpson brushes are lather hogs. This one seemed like it was lather repellent, because after the first pass there was little to no lather left in the brush. So, and I've never had that problem with any bore brushes, at least with creams. Now with this brush I've lathered soap with it and it works fine, and so it was suggested to me by Todd from the Big Shave that maybe I'm squeezing out too much water out of the brush and leaving the inside of the brush too dry. So today I'm just going to let the brush drip, and I'm going to try and leave some water in the brush. I'm going to try and face lather it and see if leaving a little more water in the brush helps the situation. So this brush has been soaking in a little cup of water here. I'm going to go ahead and take it out, and I'm just going to let it drip, dry a little bit so that I don't have water flinging all over the bathroom. And I'm going to go ahead and put some of the cream on my face. This is Trumper's Eucris cream. This is one of their I guess newer creams that just comes in the tube, that and the Spanish leather. So we'll go ahead and give this a whirl and see what happens. I'm going to be using my English Gillette Super Speed British Rocket razor. I really enjoy this razor. It's a cool little razor. I love the opening mechanism. It's a little bit different than the American version, and the opening mechanism is super duper smooth on this, and this one is in really nice shape. It's nice and shiny. This is the original nickel finish, and I've got a Persona Med Prep blade loaded up in there. So now this cream is a little bit more woody and musky smelling than the Spanish leather. Spanish leather might have a little bit crisper scent to it. This is a little bit more on the musky side. I have prepared my face with the that's a little too much water there. I have prepared my face with the Musco Real soap, and I've got, that brush is definitely wet enough. Okay, so we'll see how this goes. I prepared my face, like I said, with the Musco Real moss oak oil glycerin soap, and I've also applied a little of the Alt Innsbruck. Damn, that is really wet. A little bit of the Alt Innsbruck pre-shave emulsion there, and I do love the Alt Innsbruck. I do love the Alt Innsbruck aftershave. This stuff does smell like Alt Innsbruck a little bit, but it has like a little mustier or a musty smell to it as well, which I don't really care for that much. But it does feel nice on the face, and it's very moisturizing when used as a post-shave, and it has a little bit of menthol in it, which is nice in the pre-shave. So this seems to be lathering up nicely, as it did yesterday. And we'll see if there's enough soap in that brush, or cream in that brush, for 3 passes. I guess the only gripe I would have is when you leave a lot of water in the brush, you've got water and flying all over the place, even though I did kind of let it drip out a little bit. It's a little bit messy. I'm just going to add a tad of water to the brush here. But this lather looks pretty good. So again, this lathers pretty easily. It's just I'll be interested to see if there's enough lather left in the brush, or if there's lather in the brush to complete 3 passes. But definitely the lather that it creates is really pretty nice. And there's the brush. So we'll see how that goes. I'm going to dip the razor in some water here, and we'll get started. So I hope everyone is doing well this weekend. There's been a number of videos that have been posted that I've enjoyed watching quite a bit, and I appreciate the effort in putting those videos out. I don't remember if I said it or not, but I have a Persona Med Prep blade in the razor here. This is one of my favorite blades. They never seem to let me down. They always seem to be nice and smooth and sharp, and they really work well for me. Of course, you know, as anybody who does any wet shaving knows, that blades are really an individual thing. And even though the Med Prep may work great for me, it may stink for somebody else. But to me, this is really one of the best blades for my face. So, okay, well, we'll see here. We'll see what happens. Here we go. Moment of truth. Okay, so it looks like we have enough lather there, and quite a bit of lather, plenty of lather for a good second pass, and it looks like we might even make it through the whole shave. So here we go, second pass. So the English Rocket is a fairly mild razor. I don't have a regular super speed. This is the only, you know, like 1940 style super speed I have. I do have a flare tip super speed and a red tip, but they were a little bit later, and they a little bit different razor. But I really like the way this razor shaves. When it's paired with a sharp blade, it seems to really do a nice job. For me, it gives a nice smooth shave with little to no, well, I should say not little to no, I should say with no irritation really. And it really performs nicely. So here we go, third pass. Alright, there you go. Plenty of lather in there for 3 passes. Probably could do another one. So we're going to go against the grain here. This is the third shave on this Persona blade. and it feels still real comfortable. I'm sure I've mentioned it before, but I typically will just use my blades for 3 shaves, and then I pretty much get rid of them. I'm sure that many of these blades would work well, continue to work for more shaves than that, but that's kind of been my routine. So just kind of feel around, and I'm going to just do a few little touch-ups on the neck, see what kind of lather we got left in the brush here. Alright, so there's the brush. After 3+ passes. And I think that will pretty much that pretty much will at least that technique of leaving a little more water in the brush seems to really help the situation quite a bit. Todd, I thank you for that little tip. And I don't know if anyone else is having any similar problems with creams and dense brushes, such as the Simpsons, but perhaps trying to leave a little bit more water in the brush might be something to try to allow the cream to kind of work its way down into the bristles better, so that you don't shave it all off on the first pass and then have nothing left for your other passes. Seemed to work for me pretty well, and I will continue to work with that. I guess my only complaint about it is that it's a little bit messy, and I suppose it's just going to take a little bit of practice to get used to how much water I actually need, and once I kind of find that sweet spot, it should be good. I think the deal with the boar brushes is that because the bristles actually absorb water, even if you shake it out, you still have a lot of water in the bristles. Whereas the badgers don't really absorb water into the bristles. They just hold water between the bristles. So if you really shake it out good, you don't have a whole lot of water left in the brush. So that seems to be the case anyways. Pretty happy with that shave. Nice and smooth, and I do appreciate the tips, Todd, and thank you for the cream, Tyler. That Eucris cream really works great, and I really do like the smell of that. I kind of like the woodsy, musky smell to that. Maybe even a little bit better than the Spanish leather. They both smell great, and I'm pretty happy with both of them. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish the shave off today with a little Alt Innsbruck aftershave, and we'll call it good. So that Alt Innsbruck aftershave really is great. Now this, I really love the smell of this. Smells great, and I love the menthol in it. That really feels good on my face. So anyways, guys, I hope you have a good Sunday, and I will see you soon. I have some other creams that people sent me to try out, so I'll be doing videos on that stuff in the very near future. Have a great day. See you later.